David?
Yes, Frank?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say a rather obvious thing, that in about 4 minutes they will resume the count at 3 minutes, count down 3 minutes, and then the rocket will take off. That's all. I don't really have anything to say.
It was kind of interesting, I thought. It was kind of interesting, I thought, that after that time when they had difficulty getting that last load of information into the spacecraft computer and scrubbed, did not go that day. They decided later that they could have gone without that having gotten in, because information was in there already, and it was only about 12 minutes old. Well, why didn't they know then that they could have gone ahead? It's just a simple human reaction. When they have to make a decision that fast, with that little time and with that much riding on it, they decided the safest thing to do would be to scrub. Later they decided, well, they could have gone ahead with it, but it's a perfectly human reaction. That's all I want to say.
Well, I guess nobody would want to make a decision like that if he were not absolutely certain, and then if something went wrong,
I know I surely wouldn't.
2 days later, everybody would be pointing his finger at him and saying it was your blunder.
T-minus 2 minutes and 22 seconds and counting. Both the launch vehicle with the primary guidance system and the spacecraft computer with the secondary or backup system both have received the proper update information shortly after we resume the countdown. All systems are still looking good at this time as we come up on the 2-minute mark. They're still verified. This is Gemini Launch Control, T-minus 1 minute and 50 seconds. We now have confirmation here in the control center that the updates received by the launch vehicle and spacecraft are correct. We are in a go condition at this point in the countdown. During the final moments of the count, the vehicle will go on internal power on its 2 batteries in the launch vehicle at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Right at this point, T-minus 90 seconds and counting. 10 seconds from now, the engines will be gimbaled. Once again, as a final check, the launch vehicle test conductor will alert the astronauts that this event will take place, because they can actually feel it in the spacecraft itself. Now 1 minute and 11 seconds and counting. Most of the work in the blockhouse at this point is all monitoring the various consoles. We are in a completely automatic sequence. Now T-minus 60 seconds and counting. T-minus 50. T-minus 40 seconds and counting. During these final moments of the count, the pre-valves in the launch vehicle will open to permit the fuel and the oxidizer to come down toward the chamber of the vehicle. 30 seconds and counting. T-minus 20. Quick check on the blockhouse. All systems looking good. T-minus 15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Ignition as we go liftoff.
Mike Collins reports the pitch program has started. Front looks good. T plus 20 seconds. Roll program complete. And the pitch program has started. Seconds into the flight, Gordon Cooper advised the crew they're looking mighty good. We have the proper roll and pitch programs in, and both guidance systems are go. Cabin ceiling at 5.7 pounds. Mark 1 minute. Ground and spacecraft clocks are in sync. One minute, 15 seconds.
1 minute, 30 seconds. 40 miles in altitude. Surgeon reports the crew looks fine to them. One minute, 45 seconds. We're 120 miles downrange. The crew reports an update has been received in the spacecraft. Minutes, 4 seconds. And the crew has been given a go for staging. And 10 is go for staging, Young reports. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Crew reports they received another update. And we've got first stage cut off. Flight Dynamics confirms staging. And second stage thrust looks good. Young says his guidance displays look good on board, and they look good here in this control center. 3 minutes, 12 seconds into the flight. We're 120 miles downrange, approximately 60 miles altitude. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Minutes, 44 seconds into the flight. Altitude now about 70 miles. Guidance says both guidance systems are exactly what they ought to be. Mark 4 minutes. Final status check being taken now by the flight director, Glenn Lunny. He gets a go from every station and tells Gordon Cooper to give 10 a go. And Young reports he is also go. 4 minutes, 24 seconds into the flight. Four minutes, 44 seconds into the flight. Velocity reading 17,000 feet per second. Altitude a little more than 80 miles. We're about 320 miles downrange. Cooper says everything still looks good here.
The next thing is for the second stage to cut off and
5 minutes, 16 seconds into the flight, and we've achieved 80% of the desired velocity. We're now reading a little more than 21,400 feet per second. Cooper checks with Young to be sure they receive that 0.8 mark, and Young says, we got it. Very little conversation coming back from the crew. Good Seco. There it is, 5 minutes, 46 seconds.
That was almost on the dot.
On range, 87. Lunny says you go all the way to proceed with the IVAR routine, the Insertion Velocity Authority routine. And the crew of the spacecraft is firing its thrusters. And Young says we look good. They're leaving the second stage.
They should be in orbit now.
Collins now reading some numbers out of his computer on board.